Ladies and gentlemen, so there's been a recent update as far as a shooting at the Chiefs Super Bowl parade, the Super Bowl rally. There's currently looks like 10 victims in this Super Bowl parade shooting for the Chiefs. I'm not sure if I really hope that there was no players involved, and obviously I don't want anybody to be hurt or injured. But I don't have any information yet as far as the victims or what exactly happened. But this is a terrible situation. This is a terrible situation because obviously you don't want anybody to get hurt or injured, and this is supposed to be a celebration, right? This is supposed to be an exciting time for the fans of the team, as well as the teams themselves, and this is sad. This is definitely sad. This is, something that shouldn't happen. I'm watching right now and I'm looking at, tons of cops. It looks like they had a lot of police presence there. So for something like this to happen, it really makes me question as far as, what kind of security, was there? Was there enough police presence? Why would someone feel comfortable enough to do this? This is very weird. This is very weird. Hop into these comments. Purple, yeah, this is sad. This is sad. What's up, Ryan? Shout out to you, man. Zan says it was a 49ers fan. Is that accurate? I don't want to say what it was or what it wasn't until we actually know. But I'm watching CNN right now. They're saying that the shooting took place at Kansas City Union Station. This is between Main Street and OK Street. Multiple police on the scene right now. It looks like they potentially may have suspects. Yeah, allegedly. Allegedly have suspects. I do have to say allegedly. Shout out to you, Purple. Thank you for reminding me of that. So yeah, it says upward of 10 victims. Upward of 10 victims in this Super Bowl rally shooting. Says Pearl says doesn't look like any players were hurt. Okay, the event was over. So this was after the event. So okay, so it looks like it was after the event, and it's something that may have happened, not exactly in the event, but near it. Which that's a shame because this is the kind of chaos you've got thousands. I'm looking at just how far this parade stretches. You got thousands of people out there, so anything of this magnitude that's going to happen, it's going to make people scatter, right? You're going to have people trampling over each other, running over each other, and this is bad. This is bad. I don't think we've ever had a situation like this where we've seen a Super Bowl or a parade that led to a shooting. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but have we ever had something like this happen before? J Zero says I'm not happy, and people of other teams fans are haters and wanted something to occur. This happens, yes, after the parade ended. Okay. Miss Diamond says it happened after the end of the parade. Lisa says, Jay, I've got it on FNC. Do we know when the police will have a presser to keep us updated? Like I said, I'm being updated by CNN right now. They said there's two armed people, and the two armed people are in custody now. So the two armed people that were the alleged shooters, are currently in custody right now. Let me see if I can turn this up just a little bit. Okay, so they're talking to parents right now. It looks like from another shooting, but no, this is terrible. This is terrible. Obviously, this is an ongoing situation. This is an ongoing investigation. I think the biggest thing is obviously figuring out what the motive is. Obviously, they're going to release the victims' names. We'll know that hopefully soon here. But whether it was directly in the parade or around it, This never should have happened, right? And there's there's going to be definitely some long term ramifications for this, and a lot of people are probably shaken up about it. Says really, I'm from KC. This has never happened before. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I've ever heard of a shooting out of Super Bowl parade. Not anywhere near it, not around it, not in it. So I do think this is the first time we've ever had something like this happen before. ENV, there was, it looks like upwards of 10, allegedly upwards of 10 victims in this Super Bowl parade shooting. Shout out to you, Nicole. Two armed people, yes, I'm hearing the same thing, but they could be the shooters and or the police were given the wrong description of the shooters. Jeremy, I've not heard that or players were involved. It looks like this situation happened after the parade was over, towards the end. But yeah, like I said, you've got thousands of people scattering. You've got cops everywhere. This is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. And even if you're a part of the authorities, police, or whatever, just to try to get this situation contained, especially if you were given the wrong information or the wrong description for the shooters, it's not good. It's not good. Um, Tyler says very bad stuff. Prayers. Do we know what the motive is? No, we don't know what the motive is. They're saying that they do have two people in custody, two suspects in custody. So hopefully we can figure out why this situation happened. I'm getting updates from ESPN now. It says multiple people injured. Let me just see if I can. Multiple people injured after shots were fired at Chiefs Super Bowl parade. Yeah. So they're not giving any real update as far as obviously the suspects or the victims right now. We'll probably have to wait for that to come. But I'm just watching some of the video playback. It looks like chaos as some of these cops are running to, it looks like a parking garage, and I'm assuming that's where this may have happened, in a parking garage. It looks like near the parade, right near the parade. Shout out to you, Papa. No problem, man. Makes you shy away from the crowds. Listen, and it just sucks because this is the kind of situation that deters people from going to these kind of events. I think about Times Square, New Year's Eve, things like that. I won't go down there just because I don't like being around that, those kind of that many people, being locked into that kind of situation because you just don't know what's going to happen. You got a Super Bowl parade event where there's tons of cops around, tons of security around, and then you have a situation like this that leads to chaos, and you just don't know what's going on. You don't know who did what if you're in the mix of it, and everybody's just running everywhere. And it's sad. It's sad because it ruins what the event is for. It ruins what the event is about, and it brings the question: how is something like this going to be fixed? How is something like this going to be fixed or prevented moving forward? Uh, so J Zero says yes. Police told news reporters that they do not want to say if the two men they have in custody without hard proof or concrete evidence. So yeah, that's why we have to say alleged, right? It's allegedly. They've have two people who are the alleged shooters. Alleged shooters. Um, Beyond said, yeah, it sucks. AMV says, why shoot at the Super Bowl parade though? It doesn't make any sense. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure if it was directly tied to being in the parade. I think it was in a parking garage by the parade, which to be honest, if it's in a parking garage by the parade, you're going to have tons of people probably leaving the parade going into the garage that got injured. So that definitely plays, directly into it. Permago says all of our lives are changing. Same, I stay away from crowds. Yeah, yeah. That's why I don't go where there are huge crowds in one spot. And especially being outdoors at like a parade, format, you're not going to be able to see, or everyone's not being checked. Everyone's not being patted down for weapons, so you don't know who's got what. You don't know, who's there, who's doing what. right? It's different if you go to like a stadium or a concert where everybody's, going through a metal detector, or everybody's being patted down, or all the bags are being checked. This is an outdoor Super Bowl parade where everybody is lined up on the street, and you don't know who's doing what. You don't know who's capable of what, and that's the situation. It sucks. It sucks. 357 says Vegas New Year's last time. You're gonna catch me in that mess. Well, for those who didn't forget, you had the Vegas shooting years ago, right? The country concert where that guy was firing from the Mandalay Bay. It's the same thing. You just don't know what the hell's going on. You don't know who's targeted, and this kind of situation, like I said, it just creates chaos, and it sucks. It really sucks. Uh, says I was seeing old vids at huge concerts today. No one was afraid until they announced "Don't take the brown acid." Rolling Stones. That's all we were afraid of then. Things are changing. They're going to have to improve security at victory parades at SMH. So the question is how? How do you do that, right? How do you change the security around a Super Bowl parade? There's too many people. There's too many people lined up. I mean, you've got the barricades, you got cops walking around, but they're not able to police everybody. They're not able to check everybody. There's way too many people for them to know who's doing what and how they're doing it. So the only way to combat that would be to have it indoors. And then obviously it's not a parade, it's just an indoor celebration in which you could, really monitor and check people and make sure that it's safer. But this sucks. I think it's definitely going to change things moving forward because now you've got people afraid to show up to an event, whether it's NFL Super Bowl event, whether it's NBA parade, whether it's a high, all that kind of stuff. It's going to change everything. It's definitely going to change everything moving forward. Says they will just stop having them. Yeah, yeah, way too many entrances. Jacqueline, there was a shooting. There was a shooting near the Super Bowl parade, which sent everybody into a chaos. The police currently have two people in custody, two suspects in custody who are the alleged shooters. But right now, they're not releasing any information about them until they can confirm that it is them. There's a lot of stuff going around. There's a lot of mixed information, so I don't want to give you guys anything inaccurate. I'm just telling you the basics of what I know as far as what I'm watching right now on CNN. Right now, I'm on a commercial. As soon as I get some more updates, I'll give it to you guys. But right now, I'm on a commercial. And they said up to 10 victims. Up to 10 victims. So we don't know exactly how many. But right now, they're saying it's up to 10. It's up to 10. Bass player says, what, man? So pissed about people getting shot. It sucks. It sucks. Lisa says it's not safe to go anywhere. Here we go. So we've got so this lady says she was standing next to the concert stage where she's seeing people running. So they're saying that they seen police started swarming into a certain area. They swarmed a stairwell. So, and this is a problem. There's so many people out there. You don't know who the hell's doing what. This is such a chaotic situation. And I'm watching the video now, just some people running around. There's literally thousands of people running around in different directions, and you don't know who's doing what. You don't know who is shooting. You don't know who's responsible for it. And then obviously you see the cops running in this direction. But this isn't good. It's not good. And unfortunately, I can see this changing things moving forward as far as how parades are going to be done from any major sporting event. Yeah. Yeah. Um, it's a mess. Yeah, it's a mess. And this is definitely a bad look because now, it's really going to question, do they have the right kind of security? Do they have the right kind of, setup for this situation? You know, Obviously, I haven't got any updates as far as players because I think that, like I said, I think the Super Bowl parade was over when this happened or was just wrapping up. But for what I'm looking at, there's still hundreds of people on the screen that I'm looking at right now. So yeah, this is a sad situation. Obviously, I'll try to keep you guys updated as much as I can, but you guys will get it officially from whatever news source you want to check out. But right now, this is what's going on. And I got another update. It says at least 5 people hospitalized after the Super Bowl shooting or parade shooting. Jacqueline says, "Where was this party at?" It's in Kansas City. It's at the parade that they were having for the Kansas City Chiefs. Lisa says Martha McCullums just said 8 to 10 people. I'm seeing on CNN it says 5 people hospitalized um, after the shooting. 5 people. I don't know if it's updated on a different. See, that's the problem with news, right? And that's why I'm trying to be careful as far as what I would say because things are probably going to change and all that kind of stuff, and I don't want to, say anything that I shouldn't say in regards to pertinent information. Um, but right now it looks like I'm looking at a video of cops looking down a stairwell. Cops are looking down a stairwell. They've gathered there. They're all talking in regards to this stairwell. So I'm assuming that's where the incident may have taken place. May have taken place. Mark says, having worked security, I know that it's all perception of security. We don't actually have it secured. Yeah, and that's like I said, that's the big problem. Um, you've got a huge parade. You've got thousands of people in all different directions, and you can only do so much, right? There's only so many police. There's only so many cops, and I don't quote me if I'm wrong, but I think anything over 3 to 4 people being shot at or injured is a mass shooting, right? So you've got a mass shooting here at a Super Bowl parade. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. And it's unfortunate. Things are going to change because of this. And, things will have to be altered to not only protect the people, the players, but just the overall atmosphere of these kind of, events. Um, it's bad. It's bad. And this is our world right now. This is our society. This is our society. Um, says this is going to affect sports parties public wise. Yeah. Listen, and I'll tell you this right now. This is why um, I don't really do the whole bar thing. I don't go out to bars. If I want to watch the game, I don't really do parties and things like that. Like, I'd rather just stay in the house with, the family, friends. And even then, listen, when you start inviting other random people to your house, you just don't know what the hell to expect. And so you got to be careful as far as, the people that you have around you and the people that you bring around, have at your parties. And, oh, your cousins bring these people over. Well, who the hell are they? Like, you really have to be mindful and vigilant of everything now. It's hard to trust people. If you can't go out and enjoy your team's Super Bowl at their parade because some idiot wants to shoot everybody, what does that tell you? We've never had this happen before. We've never had this happen before. Megan says 1 dead and 9 injured per ABC News. Okay. Yeah, this is. Let me try and see if I can get some more new information for you guys. Has now been rocked by this other element that is all too American. That is mass shootings. We're seeing now upwards of 10 people. So now they're calling this a mass shooting. Yeah, they're calling it a mass shooting, unfortunately. And that's 2 words that you never want to hear. Super Bowl or you know a sentence that you never want to hear. Super Bowl parade and mass shooting. Police say they have 2 armed individuals in custody. Targeted event. Bystanders were potentially stuck in the process, struck in the process. 10 people are being treated. So, I mean, I'm not going to say that, well, at least it's good that it was targeted because that would imply that it's okay that there was a shooting. It's never okay for it to be a shooting. What I will say is the fact that they found out that this was targeted and that this was an isolated event, I guess clears things up so that people don't panic and freak out. But at the same time, this is what we're being reported. This is what we're being told. Who knows what the hell the real version of this is when everything gets broken down? And it's really unfortunate because can you really trust it? That's the question. Can you really trust it? Uh, because you've got this huge event, you now have 10 victims, and it's being labeled as a mass shooting. So yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Things are gonna have to change. Things are gonna have to be different as far as moving forward, as far as how these events are handled. And it's really sad because we're in a world now where you really can't enjoy things outdoors. Um you really can't feel safe outdoors. And keep in mind, I advocate for, protecting yourself and all that kind of stuff. That's just the reality of it. In this situation, it's not even about that. It's about being in a chaotic society where this situation happens, you don't know what the hell's going on, and you're just stuck in the middle of it. I think that's the biggest part of this whole thing. The chaotic situation of being stuck around a shooting of where you don't know where it's coming from, you don't know who the hell's doing it, and all you know is you're there. That has to be the worst feeling or the worst experience possible when in this kind of situation. James says half truths. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You just don't know. You don't know. Lisa says you don't know if there's anyone was drunk or yeah, yeah. Robbie says I just left the parade. Robbie, were you there when this happened? Were you there, Robbie? Let us know in the chat. Says yes, I just got out of Kansas City. Were you there when this happened, Robbie? Like at the exact moment were you forced to get out of there? Drop it in the chat. Let us know what happened so I can read it out. He says yes. Okay, yeah. Let us know what happened. Be descriptive. That way we can hear it from someone that was actually there. LSU and Saints fans says who was dumb enough to do such a thing. They've got two people in custody. So hopefully we can figure out, exactly what happened and get some kind of motive for this. Um Says people get too mad nowadays. Yeah, that is another side of it, right? We know that people get mad and get upset, and we've seen fights time after time at stadiums and this, that, and the fourth. We've also seen isolated events where people have gotten shot. I mean, it's happened, but we've never had a shooting at a Super Bowl parade. We've never seen that. Like I said, if I'm wrong, correct me, but I don't remember a time where CNN breaking news, I'm getting hit up left and right about a situation like this. Says everybody started running while I was leaving. Okay, so you were leaving and they had started running. So okay, okay. Um, Mr. Crab, yeah, there was a shooting. There was a shooting at the Chiefs parade. At the Chiefs parade. Elove Goat says Mad Niners fan. We're not sure about that. We're not sure about that. And I'm not gonna put that out there because we don't know the motive yet. We don't know the motive yet. One of the people they have in custody is the shooter and one return fire. Okay, so you're saying it was two. Those would be the two that are basically the shooters, and they caused all this chaos. Allegedly. Allegedly. Uh, Vampathy says, I saw them fighting over a Chiefs jersey, then they started fighting. I mean, I can't confirm that, so I'm not sure. Real Jules, what up, yo? What's going on? See, like I said, there's so many different stories and things like that, and it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. They're gonna have to get to the bottom of this and really give us a full breakdown of as far as what happened, why it happened, who was shooting and why, and then that can kind of make sense of this whole thing because, like I said, it's a mess. It's a mess. You've got a ton of people who don't know what the hell's really going on. You got a ton of people, out there that are running around, and there's a lot of police. It looks like National Guards out there as well. FBI is out there as well. It's a serious situation, and for it to just be two people involved, a shooter and then the returning shooter, you now got everybody out there from this being called a mass shooting. Ibrahim says one of them started shooting, the other one shot the shooter, if that makes sense. Okay. All the players got out 10 minutes before it all happened. Okay, well, I mean, obviously that's a good thing, but nobody should be getting shot. So there's a statement from the parade attendee says, I'm okay, just shaking up. This was so scary. Someone yelled, everyone get down. They just showed it like so quick and then got rid of it. Let me see if I can go back here. I don't want to go back 15 seconds. Okay, that was so. Someone yelled, "Everyone get down!" and we dropped to the ground and then ran. I heard the shots, but didn't think it was a gun until afterwards. But I'm safe. So that's from a parade attendee. Um, like I said, we'll keep getting updates as far as this goes on. But yeah, this is tough. Tough day in Kansas City. Um, Something like this should have never happened while people are trying to celebrate their team winning the Super Bowl, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Do the police know if the suspects have a rap sheet, or we will wait? Yeah, we're probably not going to know that for a while. We're probably not going to know that for a while. Tanny says the shooters and the players are lucky because for the shooters you could hit the Lombardi and have to pay. Oh my goodness, you guys are coming with the jokes at the wrong time. Wrong time. Um, Says that's what they're saying at least. Let me go back here. Comments are coming through a little fast. Uh, Hope everyone is safe. Bro, I just left. It's crazy. Um, Quit picking on the Niners fans and listen to the adults before you talk. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think the big thing is this. Um, Stop jumping to conclusions. Stop saying, "Oh, it's Niners fan." Until we actually know, until it's officially reported, because that leads to misinformation and people not know what the hell's really going on, all that kind of stuff. It's just not good. It's not good. Alexander says, as much as people want gun-free zones, a CCW carrier could have stopped or at least saved some lives. We all know that illegal guns will never be cleaned off the street. Well, I mean, there's always the that realm of talking about it. But I think the real question is this: if you go with that approach, do you want someone who's licensed to carry to be shooting in a crowd of thousands of people? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that, hey, people don't have good aim or people have bad aim, right? We're just going to use the narrative of this person's licensed to carry. They rarely go to the range, but they're watching this situation unfold. Do you want that individual making a decision and shooting into a crowd of thousands of people just because they're licensed? It's a real question. It's a real question. Because I see it on both sides, right? Obviously, yeah, that person's there. They can potentially save lives and things like that. But on the flip side, what if they hit somebody else? What if they kill somebody else? That's the reality of that. So when you say that happens, I think it's situational. I think you don't want someone doing something like that when there's thousands of people involved. Now, if it's something a little smaller, and they can pinpoint who's doing it and who, what the situation is, and if they can actually save somebody, um, then that's another story as well. Like I said, I think it's very situational, but when you're talking about something like this, I think it's way too many people involved. I think it's way too many people involved to make that decision. And unfortunately, you're going to need security and police and whoever else, the authorities that's there to handle the situation accordingly. Because for what I've seen, there was hundreds of cops there, hundreds of cops. So wherever the situation happened, and I'm just speculating here, wherever the situation happened, it may have been a scenario where two people are going back and forth. There's a ton of people around, and they were going at each other, decided to shoot at each other, and then everybody just started running around. Chaotic moment. That's what happens, and unfortunately, people get hit. Innocent people get hit by being involved or being around this one specific situation, and that's just the reality of it. Reality of it. Like I'm saying, I'm just speculating, and I really shouldn't be speculating, but I'm just going with that scenario because that's what it sounds like. That's not what it is. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like, allegedly. Allegedly. With that said, everybody, I'm sure we're not going to get a real update for a while, but that's just generic information. There was a shooting near the Super Bowl parade for the Chiefs. It was a chaotic scene. The police now have two alleged shooters at the scene. There's allegedly 10 people who were injured. And then obviously this is going to be updated as far as, the hours go on. Check your news sources, go from there. I'll try to give an update, maybe later on tonight. And we'll go from there. All right. In the meantime, I'll see you guys on the next one. And prayers to the victims. There you go. Prayers to the victims, and I'll see you guys on the next one.